If you thought Google was getting better at leaks, well, this one just says hold my beer. Because yes, in the most Googled move ever, a Pixel Watch prototype was found forgotten in the most expected of places, if you know your history. It looks like Samsung is gearing up towards a big launch for their next foldables, which has some perks for us, and Twitter just accepted Elon Musk's $44 billion offer to purchase the company because, well, why not? I'm Jaime Rivera, and guys, listen, sadly we cannot control the spam bots. Trust me, we have tried. If you see anyone commenting asking you to DM them on Telegram for a giveaway, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that it's a scam. This is Pocket Now Daily. The official news today begin with Twitter and, you guessed it, Elon Musk. Just as a quick recap, last week he announced his bid to fully acquire Twitter and make it go private. Of course, with a big this bid, Twitter had to consider it if they wanted to accept it. But Elon threatened that he would sell his shares if they didn't, so it was sort of a win-win for him either way. So, as expected, earlier this week, Twitter entered into a definitive agreement to be acquired by Musk in a transaction that's valued at $44 billion. Yes, this transaction would take months because of regulatory scrutiny, but it ultimately means that Musk paid $54.20 per share in cash, and Twitter won't be traded in the stock exchange going further. Apparently, he wants to make Twitter a place where free speech is encouraged, and he also wants to make it quote-unquote better than ever by enhancing it with new features and making the algorithm open source to increase trust. He also wants to defeat spam bots, which is welcomed, and says that he wants to unlock the full potential of the company. Oh, and by the way, the Tesla stock is down 11% ever since the deal got announced. Let us know what you guys think about this, if you consider it a good or a bad move, because now all I want is for Musk to buy Facebook and delete it, or make Instagram what it was and get rid of Mark, but that's just me. Honestly, all I care about is not just necessarily free speech, but also to battle disinformation, which is probably one of the biggest problems that we deal with on social media and which really got heightened during this pandemic. Let's move on to Apple and the iPhone 13 series. I mean, a ton of companies are facing some supply chain delays due to the lockdowns and the shortages, but it looks like Cupertino is living in a different reality. We have a new report from The Elect claiming that the company is increasing orders for the iPhone 13 Pro variants as they're getting higher demand than they were expecting initially. See, in Q1, Apple ordered 1 million 13 Pros and 3.5 million Pro Maxes. Well, Q2 started and the regular Pro just saw a whopping increase of 8 million orders, while the Pro Max is getting umped to 6.5 million. And yes, that makes a 10 million increase over just last quarter alone. This information also goes along with other reports suggesting that there was a 10% total increase in iPhone 13 shipments and that Cupertino suppliers for Apple are seeing growing revenues. I mean, let us know if you guys recently got an iPhone 13, but I mean, does this mean that the new color is working so well? Because I honestly didn't really like that green much. Sticking to sales, let's switch the spotlight onto Samsung and a couple of different reports on their upcoming foldables. I mean, is it just me or have you guys noticed more Z Flips on the street than ever before? Because on a tweet from last week, Ross Young claims that Samsung's Fold 4 and Flip 4 phone production for July is more than double what it was for the Z Fold 3 and Flip 3. This points to the fact that they plan to have a strong launch, but more importantly, this might also lead to a price cut. I mean, let's be real, we have seen it as a trend the more Samsung gets in the groove of these product launches year over year. We also got a new tweet from Ice Universe that shows that we might be getting a design overhaul. Apparently, we can expect a shorter and more square device with a 7.56-inch display. We also got a different report claiming that we'll be getting the same battery capacity we got from the previous generation when it comes to the Fold, which I guess is okay. So, a shorter design, same battery, and possibly better price tag. I mean, I'm totally down. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Google and the Pixel Watch. I mean, remember how the iPhone 4 was leaked years ago? Yeah, that prototype that was found in a bar where Steve Jobs even claimed that it got so dramatic there was even probably sex involved. LOL, and it's no BS. Watch the All Things D interview for that. Well, a source sent some images to Android Central of what seems to be the Google Pixel Watch, which was left found at a restaurant in the United States. So far, we've only seen renders of this watch, but these seem to be the real deal. The images show off the round design with a rotating crown and 2 hidden buttons on the sides, and we also got a picture of the proprietary Google Band, which looks somewhat similar to Apple's silicone bands, except for the link at the bottom. We also got to see it next to a 40mm Apple Watch and a 46mm Galaxy Watch, and honestly, the design looks pretty sleek, though maybe just too minimalistic for my taste. There's also another leak where we get to see it booting up with the Google logo, but their source claims that nothing happens after this, hinting that there is no operating system installed on the watch, which means they probably wiped it remotely. Heck, there's even a box with it saying that this device has not been authorized by the FCC and that it's for internal testing purposes only and development. And to add to this morning we also got a new batch of pictures of the watch being worn, showing off the 20mm band and the metallic design. But listen, this kind of leak is so predictable by Google, I won't even say that I'm surprised. Anyways, in today's question, let us know, do you like what you see with these leaked images? Because if I'm honest, I mean, they're fine, but I prefer beefier watches, which is the reason I stick to this Garmin. Not a big fan of the Apple Watch design, preferring the Galaxy Watch, but then don't like much of the features. Anyways, we'll see, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on PocketNow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me go into the comments all the time trying to delete those bots. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.